Hello everyone, welcome back to Simplicity TV. I am Jen Pike, your host, and today we are in my office, which is actually in our master bedroom. If you've been following me, you know that we live on Lake Simcoe, which is beautiful, but one of, I'd say probably the only caveat of living on a lake is we don't have a basement. So we use every square inch of our home, and I didn't have an actual secluded office space. So for me, working from home, my kids being home a lot of the time, I was like, why not use this little alcove that I have in my actual bedroom and make this whole space where a lot of my creativity and that flow state happens. So we worked with a designer, Lisa Canning. My husband did all of the work. He is a custom builder, and we've done a whole little post and an article on that you can look at. But why I wanted to be in this space today with you is I am asked all the time, do I ever get mental blocks and energy blocks and blocks in terms of creativity, and do I lack the motivation sometimes to get up and to create content and to build a business? 100% I do. I'm human just like anybody else. But what I have found to help to keep me on point, even on the more challenging days, is that my environment is everything for me. So a lot of people think that because I'm a nutritionist that my focus is purely on the food that I eat, or because I have a fitness background that it's all about how I move. And while those things are important, my self-care and my self-love and the self-loving and caring environment that I set up for myself in every room of my home really truly matters. It was one of the most important elements to me in designing this space. Is I needed to have color, I needed to have inspiration, and for me that means I needed to have words around me to remind me of my why. I had to have certain objects, certain books. I needed to have crystals, and my ability to burn my sage and my sweetgrass, my Palo Santo, and to have essential oils and my diffusers, and to have this big wide open space so that when I get deep down into my creative modes, this laptop stand and this computer is on the floor, and I have papers and notepads and journals everywhere, and it is just a free fall. My husband will walk in this room sometimes and our floor is like covered in stuff, and he just looks at me and he looks at the floor and he does a 180 and he just walks back out because he just knows, like, leave her be in this state. So how do I ground myself and stay connected? Every day I do a couple of things. I always have my hydration with me, and at some point in my morning I come to my 5-minute journal. I love the simplicity of this. I love that I don't have to overthink it. It is the same questions that is being asked every single day and every single night. So it makes it really easy for me. So I do that. I do card pulls. This is one of my favorite things to do in the morning. Is I have a couple of different decks of cards. We actually have them all around the house, but I keep them here in my top drawer. They're not usually sitting out on my desk. And so I'll open up my drawer, I'll grab a deck of cards that I'm going to draw from. Sometimes I draw from more than that. And I literally just close my eyes and I just start to shuffle and move the decks through my hands. And eventually I get to a point where I feel like, okay, it's time to pull. And sometimes I'll hold them in my hands, and other times I will just actually kind of spread them out. And then I'll close my eyes and I'll breathe deeply again, and I let my hands either physically touch the cards or simply hover over top. And I'll feel a pull. Like right now, I can tell you under my left ring finger, under my wedding band finger, like everything in my body is like, this is your card to flip. So that's often how I choose, right? May you know gratitude. I'm so grateful for all of you joining me here today. I'm so grateful for this space. And a lot of the decks of cards that you buy, they come with little books. So that when you're first starting off and you're like, oh, may you know gratitude. I don't really feel like I'm in a state of gratitude. I don't feel like I have a lot to be thankful for. You can open up your book and read a passage. May you know gratitude. May you be grateful for the abundance in your life. May you also be grateful for the people, feelings, and experiences that cause you pain and discomfort. They are here to teach you. Express your gratitude every day, and you will find even greater abundance in your heart and your life with each passing moment. What are you grateful for today? And so these cards remind me of something called perspective and beauty and possibility, and that life isn't always about the big shiny moments. And And I come to this place in my house when I'm feeling heavy and like I need inspiration. And I look around and I pull cards and I do these things. Oftentimes throughout the day when I am writing and I am in that work mode and I can feel myself slipping away from myself, I break. I get up, I go make myself an elixir or a nourishing meal, I rehydrate, I get on the floor and I use something like this, which let me pull from the ground. So my footrest is actually a foam roller, and it's a grid foam roller. So it stimulates me, it allows the ground to come closer to me so I'm more supported ergonomically. I go down onto my yoga tune-up balls. I just break the fuzz as often as I need to. I'm also very much connected to vibration. So essential oils are a big part of my self-care. And right now I'm on a vibe of using citruses and rose. So they stay nearby me as well. Literally a reach away. I have neroli and rose right now in wild orange, and so I have a diffuser that I'll diffuse into the air, or I literally just put this on my body. When I talk to people about creating moments of simplicity, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking to you about. I'm not talking about going out and buying a $3,000 biomat. I'm not talking about going and paying $1,000 for a membership somewhere, or hiring a trainer for 10 sessions, or spending $750 on a Vitamix. While all of those things are wonderful, and it is my greatest wish for all of you that you can afford all of those, especially the Vitamix, these things cost $14, $40, $60. These are high-end things. These cards cost $35. This book cost $25. This foam roller cost $19 at HomeSense. That glass jar cost a couple of dollars. That water was free. These types of things don't have to cost you a lot of money, but how they make you feel on an energetic level without actually speaking a word to you, without asking anything of you. I don't have to give anything back to any of these things that surround me. It's the opposite. These things all give back to me. So I would ask you, when you are creating this level of self-care and self-love for you in your life, what is the environment that you are spending time in? Is it calming? Is it grounding? Is it inspirational? Does it remind you of how you want to feel on the days when you're not feeling so much like that? Because if it doesn't, if it's the opposite, you are surrounded by clutter and stuff and things and images that you don't like, that actually make you feel heavy, this is a big part of one of your blocks. And believe it or not, it could be one of the big reasons why you feel like you are stuck. You have goals, but you feel like you can't get to them. You're good for a day or two, and then you feel like you fall right back off the wagon. Take a look around at your external environment and start to understand how it is impacting your internal environment. That's all I got for you today, because I'm actually feeling really calm and grounded and not as chatty as normal because of the space that I'm in. So I hope that you start to bring some inspiring things for you into your environment, and let me know what those things are. What have you found to be super grounding and connecting for yourself that help you ultimately create more joy, more simplicity, and more ease in everything that you are doing? Have a great day.